Hey, what's going on, everybody? Chris Meany here of FTN, checking in with a few StatHero picks to consider on this Friday evening, June 18th. Happy Friday. Thanks for taking the time to hang out. There's a lot happening in the sports world, so a lot happening over at StatHero.com. Give them a follow on the Twitter machine at StatHero HQ. We have NHL and NBA playoffs happening this evening, a handful of games around the Diamond Plus, round 2 of the U.S. Open happening all weekend. Also, StatHero offering PGA with some of their games. We have the DFS Sportsbook play as well as the survivor-based portion over at StatHero.com. I have a link inside the description of this video of how to play both. There's only really one thing you need to know. That's a promo code FTN. They have an amazing promotion going on right now. Check this out. A 3-time deposit match bonus on your first DFS Sportsbook play up to $300. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about here today, the DFS Sportsbook portion of StatHero.com. So use that promo code FTN. I want to talk hockey with you, of course, because Game 2 between the Canadiens and the Golden Knights went so well for us. We took down StatHero. We had Alex Pietrangelo as our MVP. He scored twice. He had 7 shots. He chipped in with a couple of blocks. Really, he basically outscored their entire lineup. And surprisingly, they've come up with 2 lineups here today, and Pietrangelo is not in any of them, and I think that's a huge mistake. So if you're looking for some baseball plays, NBA plays, PGA plays, check out FTNDaily.com. We have free content every single day, StatHero content over at FTNDaily.com. And if you click the chat link up at the top, it'll get you in our free StatHero Discord channel where there are even more plays to consider. We all have the same goal. Everything we want to do is take down StatHero. Watch the money pile up for us, and it's simple. You saw in the graphic here. It's just you versus the house, FTN Nation against StatHero. It is just your lineup against their lineup, and there's no secrets. They tell you who they're going to rock, and you have a couple choices which lineup you want to attack, and you just got to stay under the salary and just got to beat them. You don't have to worry about ownership or being contrarian or anything like that. It's just you against them. So because Wednesday's episode, Game 2, went so well, I wanted to go back to the well here with some of the guys that worked out for us. So you see what they have to offer here. 2 lineups that they're rolling with. Their first one, Brendan Gallagher as their MVP, the Golden Knights team goalie, Alex Tuch, Nicholas Roy, Ben Chirot, and Arturi Lehkonen. That's the lineup I want to attack. The other one is a little stronger in my opinion, even though they have Chandler Stevenson as the flex. He's not going to suit up today, so they're going to have to make some changes. They probably will make changes before a puck drop, so keep an eye on that. They have Stone as the MVP, Golden Knights team goalie again, Edmonston, Perry, and then William Karlsson. So I've already noticed that they've made a couple changes to that lineup, but they're going to have to make another one because Chandler Stevenson, I don't think he's going to suit up here in that game. So I'm going to attack the Brendan Gallagher MVP lineup. I don't expect that line. I know they've had more, scoring chances than the Stone and Pacioretty line, believe it or not, and they are going to be matched up against that line. But I just don't see that line having a lot of offense. And really, they're leaving out Alex Pietrangelo, who just has been on an absolute tear, an absolute run here. As we bring up my lineup, I got him as my MVP again, rolling with the Canadiens team goalie, Alex Tuch, William Karlsson, Ben Chirot, and Cole Caulfield. And my lineup is projected for 58.7 fantasy points. But as I said in Wednesday's video, that was under-projected, I thought, was because they had 3.2 fantasy points for Cole Caulfield. They do again here today. Cole Caulfield has been great here in the playoffs. He's got points in 4 of his past 5 games. He's got points in 4 straight. Actually, he's got 5 points over his last 6 and points in 4 straight games. So 5 points over his last 6, at least 5 shots on goal in 3 of his past 5 games. He leads the Canadiens in shot attempts with 14 here at all strengths and 7 shots on goal. He scored a power play goal in Game 1. He picked up an assist in Game 2. That line for Montreal has been their best line. The Suzuki, Toffoli, and Caulfield line. So Caulfield's in there as a flex. I think 3.2 fantasy points is just underselling him a little bit. I think he's the best value on the board. I thought that on Wednesday. I think that here again today. So for Pietrangelo as my MVP, it would just be basically 2 MVPs that I like. It's Pietrangelo or Tuch. I think you can rotate both of them and then just put together this type of lineup. I mean, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have Pietrangelo as my MVP, Tuch as my other one. So they had Nicholas Roy in there because he's cheap. He's 4K. He's a center. I get it. He played 4 minutes at 5-5 with Stone and Pacioretty in Game 2, but it was actually Keegan Colasar who played 6 minutes at 5-5 with those 2 studs and played well with them. They had 14 shot attempts and just 7 against, and it was a good line at 5-5. Now, Alex Tuck, who they have in there, and the reason I'm considering him as an MVP, and I think he's an auto play here, he's a must play at 8K, is that he's actually the guy who skated this morning with Stone and Pacioretty. So it looks like he's going to center those two. He's done it before in the past in last year's playoffs. That's a huge boost to his value to play with those guys, right? I mean, he's a guy who's plus money for a shot prop, plus money for an assist, plus money for a point. I think you put him in here as either your winger, your flex, or you roll with him as your MVP. That's a huge boost to his value. I don't know how long they'll stick together with that line, but yeah, that's going to be a tough line to defend. So Tuck is in my lineup. As for Pietrangelo, I mentioned that I had him in as my MVP on Wednesday. I had him as my MVP on Monday too, and you know what? He just may be my MVP the rest of the way. And I know some people don't want to roll out defenseman as their MVP, but he's been all of the offense. 4 of Vegas' 6 goals have come from the point, and they've all been just off of faceoffs. And Alex Pietrangelo, for a guy, coming into this game, over the 2 games in this series, 25 shot attempts. That's remarkable. 14 shots on goal. It's crazy. 13 shot attempts and 7 shots in game 1, 12 shot attempts and 7 shots in game 2 with the 2 goals. A league high in these playoffs, 113 shot attempts and 60 shots. Nobody's played more minutes than him in the NHL in these playoffs. He had a team high 25 in game 1. A team high 28 in game 2. He has 3 goals, 7 points, 34 shots, and 25 blocks in his last 7 games. That's 59 blocks and shots over his last 7 games. An absolute beast. I don't know how you don't have him in your lineup or as your MVP. That's it. He's my MVP. If it's not him, it's Tuck. Rolling with the Habs goalie. I just think they'll see more shot attempts. They're a little bit more expensive. Alex Tuck in there. William Karlsson, who's been Vegas' leading scorer here in the playoffs. He's been productive. Ben Chirot, piggybacking off of them. He leads the Canadians in ice time. And then I mentioned Cole Caulfield. The other cheap punt at 6K would be Corey Perry. He's having a productive playoff as well. That 4th line for the Habs have 24 combined points. So you can consider Perry. He's chipping in. He's still on that number 1 power play unit. But that's the lineup. It's projected for 58.7 fantasy points. Got $100 left over going up against Gallagher, the Golden Knights, Tuck, Roy, Chirot, and Lehkonen. That's the lineup to attack. Gallagher is their MVP. I don't think is a strong play at all. And Lehkonen doesn't have a ton of offensive upside. He doesn't get on any power plays. So I think we're golden. I think we're safe here with this lineup. Good luck. If you have any questions, hit me up at Chris Meany. Again, check out ftndaily.com. Free StatHero content there every single day. And get in our Discord channel. It's fun. It's a great conversation, a lot of sharp minds, and we all have one goal in mind. Like I said, it is to take down StatHero. So let's get it done tonight. Good luck on the ice. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon. Cheers.